Hey guys, Retro Badger here. Welcome to the next episode of the Next Generation Final Unity playthrough. So, we left off on the planet with all the animals that speak to you. So, let's continue. So, I picked up the strawberry. That was the last thing I remember doing. And who's this guy? I wonder if we could try feeding him. Hey, would you look at that? Use Canyon Biotope. What's a Canyon Biotope? Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, I see some birds in the sky. I don't think... Water skull. Strange.
I see no way of...
Wrong one.
No unusual readings.
No unusual readings.
Intriguing.
Screen.
This terminal is offline. The power grid in this area may be damaged. This port can accommodate an external power source to run the kiosk.
Do we have an external power source? Hey Data, why don't you plug yourself in? You're an external power source, aren't you?
This port can accommodate an external power source.
Right, so we need an external power source. How do we get back to where we were? Ah, there we go. Thought we were going to have to jump off then. Okay, so the laboratory's over there. Wow, that's a long walk. It's like we need a car or something. I don't know about you, but I'd be lazy and I'd just contact the ship and say, yeah, can you just beam me about 200 meters that way? They never do that, do they? Okay, so we've got the laboratory here. Let's have a look. What are those things? Floaty things. Where's she going?
This Class C field unit is configured for aquatic travel.
Aquatic travel? Okay.
A computer.
Very observant. Okay, let's see. Oh, we've got some animals here.
It's a cryogenically preserved specimen.
Is it? Right.
It's a cryogenically preserved specimen.
Okay, we've got biotable.
This biotable has a bioassay hardware to examine specimens and read scans.
Okay. Sonic
The sonic
scope.
scope uses sound wave impulses to give detailed cellular analysis.
Right. So let's pick up some of these dead animals then. Save those for later. What can we do? What can we do?
The doctor's files have been erased. I can make out one message from her personal log. Sessions with Tracker Melas cancelled. Schedule again after field trip.
Oh, we've got a COM port just in a tree branch from the looks of it.
It's not working.
Why is it not working?
It's not working.
Use carcass on biotable. Ah,
Subject is marked as a Fridnorian boar. Probable cause of death is malnutrition.
malnutrition. Okay,
It's not
let's try a different one.
It's not working. It's not working.
It is working.
Kujan given. Probable death is infection by Natarov parasite.
Okay.
Not native to the Kujan's habitat.
Not done this guy yet.
Subject is marked as a myocordae mole. Probable cause of death is neural energy loss.
Ooh. Neural energy loss, eh? Right. That's strange. We've got a sonic scope as well. What's that do?
Seriodiagnostic tests and cell density analysis complete. All readings are normal.
Normal. Except it's not alive.
Seriodiagnostic tests and cell density analysis complete. Subject's genetic signature differs from its identification tag. Subject is in a carnivore. Seriodiagnostic tests and cell density analysis complete. Subject's neural pathways have been drained of electrical energy.
That's odd. He's been experimenting on these animals from the looks of it. Okay. We use this. Hey, there we go.
Open a channel to Grower Inongo.
Channels to Grower Inongo are closed indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Indubitably.
Open a channel to Consultant Idia.
Channels to Consultant Idia are closed at this time.
Open a channel to Tracker Melas.
Channels open.
Ah!
I'm Dr. Beverly Crusher of the Starship Enterprise. I'm investigating Dr. Hunforsh's disappearance.
Greetings. I doubt that she is in any danger. She's probably just taking a vacation after her blow-up with Constable Lixie.
She looks like a changeling.
I found your name in Dr. Hunforsh's lab. How do you know her?
I teach her territorial recognition. At least I did. We suspended our lessons after the power outages began. I haven't seen her since, but I doubt she's lost. Such an excellent tracker, even if she is a bit weak in the nose.
Weak in the nose.
So the constable and Dr. Hunforsh had an argument.
Dr. Hunforsh discovered that several animals from Aramut's second shipment were illegal species which had been mistagged. I think she accused the constable of smuggling, but I'm not sure. Healer Zolas told me the story.
If the accusations of smuggling were confirmed, it would seriously jeopardize Marasia's chances for membership in the Federation.
That's why she thought Constable Lixie might be involved, to thwart Federation entry.
Federation. Right. What exactly do the Watchers do? You mentioned some power outages.
What exactly do the Watchers do?
The Watchers feed and care for the preserved species.
You mentioned some power outages. Could you tell me anything more about them?
A power surge at our quarantine shelter destroyed some of the generators. 2 Watchers were seriously injured and several animals escaped. Since then, we've had outages in the biotopes. They're still under investigation.
So why did the constable not mention this then? That's interesting.
The constable didn't say anything about that. I suppose that with the generator out, the individual containment fields in the shelter wouldn't work either. You wouldn't be able to hold anything there.
That's right. Most of our personnel are out searching for escaped animals right now. Dr. Hunforsh might be doing that on her own.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you about some animal carcasses we found in the doctor's lab.
Of course.
This creature is tagged as a Frednorian boar. But tests show it's an carnivore, which is banned in Federation space. How did it get to Marasia?
That's one of the new arrivals from the second shipment. Maybe there was an error. You know, we've had a number of minor problems with creatures from that shipment.
A boar seems to have died of starvation. How could something that preventable happen here?
Hard to say. The Watchers are quite good. I can't imagine they'd just let this happen. Maybe they were given the wrong care instructions. Or maybe the animal was not identified correctly.
We found a Kujan gibbon which died from an avoidable parasitic infection. How could that happen here?
I don't know. The Watchers are the ones who care for the animals. Maybe they can help you.
I think we need to get the animal welfare people around here, don't we?
We did a bioscan on a mole-like creature. There was a significant energy drain from its neural pathways.
It's probably a Myochordae mole. They're quite common on Marassia, but I've never heard of one dying like this before.
I once encountered a species that consumed human neural energy. This animal looks like it died in a similar way. Maybe one of the animals in the preserve feeds on Myochordae energy.
None that I know of. Perhaps the Myochordae got caught in one of the generator power surges, but then it wouldn't be drained of energy. I don't know.
You've been very helpful. Thank you for your time.
I wish you well on your search.
I can never tell when the
It's
doctor is
possible the
being
constable
sincere.
felt that telling us about her argument with the doctor would arouse our suspicions. But why would she withhold information about the escapes?
Should we go back to the constable? I'm interested to see what they've got to say now. Oh, here we go. I'm assuming, is it the crossroads we need to get to? How do we get back in? Oh! Shuttle dock. Was it the shuttle dock, perhaps? Or... Wow, there's a... Bog Forest Biotope. Ah, that might be it. Oh, that's right. If you hold shift down... Ah, there we go. Oops, wrong one. Okay, well... Let's go back. It's like one of those 1920s sketches, isn't it? We just need the piano music now. Marine biotope, could it be that? No, whoa, what are those things? Gosh. Jelly corals, they look like jellyfish. That's a bit creepy, isn't it? Okay. There she goes. Quarantine shelter? Is it this? Whoa, what? Okay, how do we actually get to where we were at the beginning? I'm confused. Bioforce Tobe, marine thingy, quarantine thingy. Alright. Wow, it's a good job you can speed up while walking. Okay. Crossroads. Walk to Atoll Tree. Nope, we've done that. Ah, there we go, Constable's office. It's hiding up there. That's sneaky. Oh, loading. Right, Constable. We need Odo here, don't we?
Constable, what prompted Dr. Hunforsh's smuggling accusations?
She found a Romulan creature, which is, of course, banned from import by Federation law.
Romulan?
It was tagged as a similar legal species. She has accused me of smuggling it in order to damage our chances for Federation membership.
Yeah.
Then how do you account for the mistagged animal?
I blame our supplier, Eramet. He's rude, devious, and barely competent. If I'd known Eramet was Ferengi, I'd never have listened to Idia's recommendation. But the contract is binding, and he does deliver on time.
Ferengi, eh?
Constable, I understand that some quarantined animals escaped during your power outages. Would you mind telling me more about them?
Those were just a few temperamental generators failing. They've been repaired. Is the Federation now concerned with our internal technical difficulties as well?
I consider that information relevant to my investigation. Why were you trying to hide it from me?
I'm not yet a subject of the Federation. I don't have to explain my reasons to you.
Why are you so opposed to Federation membership?
Membership in the Federation would compromise Marasia's freedom of action. Some of us would rather not see that happen.
You've been very helpful.
Charming.
Thank you for your time.
I believe the Constable. She seems genuinely devoted to the Preserve, and I don't think she would resort to smuggling, even to thwart Federation membership.
Okay, I think the next step will be to go back to the laboratory and see if we can speak to any more people. Now, I believe we need to capture these things. I'm gonna need them. Yeah, there we go. I believe they're like droids or robots or something. Drones, perhaps?
I'd be interested to hear what Dr. Idia has to say about all this.
Open a channel to Consultant Idia.
Channels open.
Ah,
I'm
progress.
Lieutenant Commander Data of the Starship Enterprise. I'm investigating the absence of Dr. Hoon Forsh.
As I told Constable Lixie, I don't know where she is. Must you interrupt my research with more pointless questions?
I'm afraid so. According to the Constable's report, you are the Preserve's consultant.
Yes, I helped select and verify preserved species in the biotopes. The Marasians wanted a Federation expert, despite Lixie's objections. They were lucky to get me.
You were the last to see Dr. Hoon Forsh before her disappearance?
As far as I know, that's not a crime.
Constable Lixie mentioned that you recommended the Ferengi trader Aramut for the second shipment.
He delivers what you want on time. The Constable gave me hell when she found out that he was a Ferengi. She barely tolerates me because I'm a male.
I have some questions regarding several animal carcasses which we found in the doctor's laboratory.
Animal carcasses in an exobiology lab? Well, that's certainly unusual. Sounds like incompetence to me. The Watchers blindly follow whatever care instructions they're given. No personal initiative at all.
The boar's identity tag is incorrect. It is actually an Akana boar, a close genetic relative of the Frednorian. However, Akana are banned for import. How did this animal get into the preserve?
It must have been smuggled in. You know, the Watchers have requested restricted species before and were denied. Dr. Hoon Forsh must have found out about it.
Consultant, I am puzzled. Since you verify preserved species, you must have known this was an Akana. Why did you not report the misidentification?
I didn't want to. I wanted the chance to study it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Who am I to deprive science of my brilliant research on such a specimen?
Did the doctor confront any of the Watchers with her suspicions?
I think that's why she's missing.
Ooh.
When she confronted them with the Akana, they must have stunned her. Those stunners don't trigger the surveillance system, so nobody knows about it.
Why would the Watchers resort to smuggling?
They're fanatics out to save the endangered creatures of the universe. I've suspected them all along, especially when I discovered this mistagging. You see, these tags can only be reprogrammed by a Watcher.
A Mycordae mole experienced an electrical drain from its neural pathways. How could this have occurred?
I'd say it died of neglect. Those Watchers don't know the first thing about dealing with animals. They're not scientists. They're glorified zookeepers. Why don't you go ask them about it?
A creature tagged as a Kujan gibbon died of a parasitic infection not found in its native habitat. How could this have occurred?
I'd say it died of neglect. Those Watchers don't know the first thing about dealing with animals. They're not scientists. They're glorified zookeepers. Why don't you go ask them about it?
I'd like to know what you and the doctor discussed.
When I saw her for supper the other day, she was talking about genetic samples from the last shipment. She knows I don't like to hear people talk while I eat, so she said little else.
But Dr. Hoon-Forsch was cataloging Morassian species exclusively. Why would she want genetic samples from other animals in the preserve?
I don't concern myself with the lab work of junior scientists. Now, do you mind? I have important research to conduct.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for wasting it.
Idia's accusation that the Watchers are fanatics is certainly plausible. Collectors can be quite zealous in their pursuit of rare specimens.
Idia certainly has a high opinion of himself. The thing he seemed most interested in was his reputation.
Right. Now what? That is the question. Do we go back to the constable, perhaps? What do you think?
Has there been any contact with Dr. Hoon-Forsch?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay, it seems like we need to get the power going. Now, I believe we need to get the micro generator. Wait, where do we go? Crossroads. We've not been to the shuttle dock yet. Micro generator. Excellent. So now we should be able to activate those consoles. There he goes, by himself. But when we go in the other room, everyone else will be there. Oh, what are you doing? Whoa. Okay.
This port can accommodate an external power source to run the kiosk.
Well, we've just picked one up, haven't we, Mr. Data? I think. Not dropped it, have we? Hey, there we go. Ooh, that was cool.
This is a topographical map of the biotope. The main habitats are within the jelly corals and the water.
Okie dokie.
This is a topographical map of...
Thank you.
That is unnecessary. I do not believe that will work.
Okay. So, we need to use these field units. I believe. Yep, there we go. If we can send more than one out at a time, or am I just asking for trouble? That's a weird computer. What are they doing? Okay, so do we scan it? Do we look at it? I'm assuming because this is medical.
This Class C field unit is configured for aquatic travel. Field units are built to suit different environments, so they can travel in zoological habitats and check on the animals.
Alright, thank you. Right, let's... Alright. So I'm assuming these are like probes.
Work.
But it did work, Mr. Data.
The field unit is stalled. It is not configured for this biotope.
Did this one work though?
field unit is stalled.
Oh,
It is not configured for
okay.
this biotope.
Well, it works on that one. Interesting. This game doesn't really give you many hints about what to do. It works on that one, didn't it?
The field unit is stalled. It is not configured for this biotope. I do not believe that will work. I do not
Where's the
believe that
game
will
error?
work.
I see you're going.
The field unit is stalled. It is not configured for this biotope.
Fair enough. Okay, well I think I'll call it quits there. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.